What's up, YouTube? Sorry if I'm not able to I'm doing the best I can here. This is kind of sporadic. It's late at night, and I wanted to do my monthly book review. This is September 8th. It was 1 month ago that I did the last book review, and that was on the author Joe Vitale, right? So if you watch that, this is the follow-up to that. It's called Thought Vibrations. All free, all on YouTube. Thought vibrations, your frequency of thought, your frequency, positive or negative, how you think about money, how you think about success, and how you think about yourself. So these are a couple of the notes that I took, and I want to share them with you. How bad do you want success? Are you willing to commit to it? Not want to do it, but commit to it. That's one of the questions it asks in the book. I'm trying to make sure that we don't get blurry here, so I'm trying to keep this camera focused. Don't spend time worrying about stuff you cannot control. Well, that's a no-brainer, but that was something in the book. Cultivate the right mental attitude by what you listen to, what you think about, and the people you're around. Very, very important. Your thoughts, number 4. These are all points I'm making in the book. Let me just review them real quick, just in case you missed it. Number 1, the question is, how bad do you want success? You have to answer that and find that within yourself. I can't give it to you. You got to do the work within yourself. Number 2, don't spend time worrying about stuff you cannot control. Number 3, cultivate the right mental attitude. What does the word cultivate mean? It means to dig in, to grow, to cultivate the right mental attitude. You want to go ahead and continue to develop the right mental attitude. Number 4, your thoughts are either faithful servants or tyrannical masters. How much time do you spend replaying the past and thinking, man, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have cussed this person out. I wish I would have reacted differently. And you make yourself more positive. Like I do that. I catch myself doing that. I'm like, damn, man, why am I thinking about the past when I could be focusing on the future, what I want in my life? You create that thought vibration. Number 5, worry drives away positive thoughts. When you worry about stuff, it drives away positive thoughts. Okay? So this is number 6. Create a mental passion in your mind. So what are you passionate about? Again, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked before. If you had all the money in the world, like $100 billion, $100 billion, okay? Now it's 2 years later. You've done everything you wanted to do. It's 2 years later. I gave you $100 billion. You still got, $89 billion left over. You finished everything you've wanted to do. What would you do for the rest of your life? How would you live your rest of your life here on the planet Earth? How would you spend the rest of your time after you've done everything you wanted to do? What are you passionate about? What drives you? Make sure you're gearing in that direction. Number 7, be cognizant of the mental thoughts you have in your mind. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm thinking this. Be aware of that. Be aware of that. Remember, you're an avatar. Your body's an avatar. You're the mind. You're controlling everything. Number 8, what are my limiting beliefs? Okay, and I answered it. Okay, one of us not feeling worthy enough. Why? One of us need for approval. Why? The next one is love of low self-value. Why? Every time, I have my own. I have a couple more personal ones in here, but you have to ask yourself, what are the beliefs that are limiting you for you to succeed, for you to go to your full potential? What are those limiting beliefs that you have in your mind? Most people don't feel worthy enough. That's why they have to give. So Like sometimes I don't feel worthy enough, like I should have abundant wealth. So what do? I go ahead and give my money away because that makes me feel validated. But it's a spiritual law itself, but that's a whole different story. But that's one thing you could do if you don't feel like you're worthy of wealth, give it. Give wealth, give your money, and expect, and don't just give it to whoever for drugs or whatever, or buying someone alcohol or drinks or something. Sow it into good ground. Sow it into ground that you're gonna see fruit. Remember, keep yourself, keep the promises you make to yourself. Keep your goals, small goals. Do what you say and say what you mean. And there is no need to worry. The key is to take massive action. That's the key. You can't do anything. I could sit here and talk to you for 1,000 years. If you don't take massive action, it's not going to happen. I got a lot over here, and I don't want to be too long, so I'm gonna speed this up. My next one is how do you cultivate the right mental attitude? Okay, you be careful who you hang around. How do you cultivate the right mental attitude? You're careful who you hang around. You be aware of what you're listening to. I call it noise pollution. And number 3, you listen to the right things. The book talks about affirmation exercises, fixing your life fully, taking interest of what you're thinking. No man ever amounted to anything until they put passion in their conscious life. Whatever you decide to do in your life, you want to make sure that you're passionate about it. Do not waste your life on anything. There's many people. I used to work in the police department. I used to work in the fire department, and I was the highest paid firefighter in the world. And there's people that they just waste their life on something that's not worthy of them. They want to do something else, yet they stay in their jobs. Why? Because they need that sense of certainty. Well, life is uncertain, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you got to take risks to go after what you want to become, and have to go and have to do it. And you can do it. You can do it. You can take risks. 9 times out of 10, you will succeed. And even if you don't, at least I'd rather try and fail than never try at all. Form a mental image of yourself that is filled with the life and energy that you want to live. Very, very important. If you're feeling this passionate about your job, exhale and say, I am alive. Breathe out the negative energy and breathe in the positive energy. Then finish with a positive affirmation. Chapter 10 is training the habit of the mind. Seize the moment to act on every decision you make to act. Again, I was talking about taking massive action. Cultivate good habits. Be on guard against not only the thought pattern, but energy patterns as well. Low energy. Avoid low energy people. Remember, like Jeb Bush and Trump, they were going back and forth. He called Jeb low energy Jeb. Again, he had a point. Jeb was low energy. Each time you resist temptation, the stronger the resolution becomes. Again, I'm going to say that again slower. Each time you resist temptation, the stronger your resolution becomes. When you resist, you get stronger. Okay, I'm going to move on to chapter 11, the psychology of emotion. Both are dependent upon habit. Things seem to grow when you have an emotional attachment to them. For an example, the indifference and cruelty of a parent when you wanted to be loved when you were a child has an emotional attachment to you. Create a habit, good or bad, because they form and have an emotional attachment. Let me give you an example. I like to scuba dive. That's a big thing. I'm going to be loading up a manatee. I went with manatees, and I went on the west coast of Florida. I'm going to be putting that. It's a big file, so it's taken some time for me to do it. I got to clear out my computer, and I had to buy a hard drive. It's a long story, but I created an emotional attachment. Why? Because I was able to swim with these massive animals that were 2,600 pounds. I was like, whoa, and this is awesome. I spent some time. I was doing it. I formed an emotional attachment about something I'm passionate about. Each time you give away to these negative thoughts, they grow in strength. So stop negative thoughts. negative thoughts are a lot stronger than positive thoughts and takes a lot more to overcome. It's like if you get one F in school, it takes 4 A's to overcome that one F. It's the same thing with positive and negative thoughts. Whenever you have a negative thought, literally tell it to get out. Stop your mind and program you and say, I delete, get out of my mind, I don't think like that, and then you reaffirm it with the positive thoughts. The subconscious mind instinctively can differentiate between the positive and negative thoughts. However, the brain loves pleasure. Success is a jealous master. Remember, if you are working towards being the best, you are working towards being successful, the key is repetition. Repetition creates a master. I forgot how the saying goes. But the key to mastery is repetition. The key to being good at something is repetition, over and over and over and over again. If you want to talk to women, you want to meet girls, you got to keep on doing it. Repetition, repetition. You got to be able to, to take the rejection and just keep on moving. Repetition, repetition. If you're not working on, if you are not working on your success, you will quickly fall back into mediocrity. You must have invincible determination. Guide and direct your energy by your will. The will is one of the most dynamic forces of the universe. Energy, invincible determination. People are great because they believe in themselves. Okay, that's my book review. I hope you got it. You can always rewind it and go back. I'm doing another book. I'll have it. I'll have it next month by Trevor Martin. And it's a great book. I don't have the name for it right now. Let me get you the name real quick. And it's gonna be good. But I encourage you to go ahead and go on Audible, download Audible for free, and just listen to any books that you possibly can to make yourself better. This is the name of the book I'm going to be doing next month. It's called It Takes What It Takes by Trevor Moawad. Okay, it takes what it takes, and that's about habits and everything else. Thanks for watching. Take care. God bless. I wish you to be successful, prosperous, dominate life. Don't waste your life. Keep forging ahead. Forge that character within you. You can do more than you think you can. Believe me. Subconsciously in here, you haven't even tapped into your potential. Remember, the wealthiest place in the world is not Fort Knox. It's in the cemetery where all those people could have been. They could have unleashed their potential, but they never did. Don't waste your life. God bless. Take care.